for the taste of blood after 8:10 p.m. New York is a bustling place. The streets always seem gray. Never really see the sun unless it's the middle of the day. Traffic is always backed up, and people are always rude. Why would anyone even go there? Ah, that's right, to get noticed or heard in the Big Apple. Frank had it right when he said, New York, New York. So nice, had to say it twice. I shudder at the thought of a crowded subway during something as crazy as a zombie apocalypse. But guess what seemed to start happening? Standing there holding a strap in a crowded train car, I noticed blood dripping from my hand. Thinking it was nothing of a big deal, I took a napkin out of my pocket that I got from a hot dog vendor earlier in the day and placed it over the puncture. Looking closer at it, just between the thumb and index finger, looking around, I noticed a young girl licking what appeared to be blood from her lips. What the hell? What could I even say? No one, including myself, even noticed what seemed like such a strange phenomenon at first. It didn't seem possible that girl could have bitten me, but it didn't even hurt. I got home, and at last, I finally just crashed. As I lay sleeping, dreaming, images waved through my mind more vivid than ever before. The image of a young girl biting my hand haunting my mind. At one time, I could have sworn her skin had a blush to it, and that she hissed at me and bared her fangs. Beep beep beep, morning already, time to go about my daily routine. Shower, get dressed, shoes, and out the door. Walking down the street, I was crossing over when a car blows its horn at me. I jumped right back onto the hood of the car behind me. What the hell? At least no one really seemed to notice. A lot of people seem to be off today, but what the hell? I jumped off the hood and walked away before anyone even noticed me. Yeah, it's New York, I thought to myself. I was getting a bit hungry, so I stopped by my favorite coffee shop. Enough time to get an egg bacon sandwich. I couldn't wait to bite in. As soon as I did, though, I spit it right back out behind me. Yuck. What the hell? It tasted like rusted metal. I turned to the cook, who in turn looked at me in confusion. Everything alright? Yelled the young lady behind the counter. Yeah, I yelled back, just swallowed the wrong way. I walked out of the cafe, my stomach still growling. A new hunger that was more intense now. So I took another bite of the sandwich after carefully inspecting it, making sure there was nothing wrong. Must have been my imagination working overtime. There is no doubt there was something going on, but what was it? I decided to go home and call out of work, letting them know I was not feeling well. As always, the boss responded, "Don't bother coming in tomorrow either." My bed was all I could think of. Sleep. That's all I wanted. It's only 10:30 p.m., and my eyes felt as if it was 1 a.m. Standing above my bed, I just fell. Didn't even undress, shoes, jacket, everything still on. 7:45. Beep beep, the sound of a car horn woke me up. That never happened before, almost as if the horn was in my ear. I sprung right out of bed, looking around the room, trying to grab a hold of my reality. Oh yeah, I remember I passed out. I do feel much better now, but my hunger has grown to starvation. I went out for a bit of a walk. Look, as a bachelor in New York, my fridge normally consists of ketchup and stale 2-week-old pizza. I walked down the street when the scent hit me. It wasn't one I was used to, but it did grab me and pull me into that direction. It came from a butcher shop. I looked up at the sign, open till 11 p.m., so I stepped inside. Ding ding, the door went. A friendly man with a very bloody apron looked at me. "What can I do for you, bud?" "Yes, I was wondering if you were hiring by any chance?" "Well, as a matter of fact, yes." The night shift was getting hard, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. "Do you have any experience?" "A little. I did work at a shop cutting ham and meats at a deli." "Oh, you'll do just fine. Come back tomorrow about 6 p.m. and we'll get you started and trained up." When I got home, my mind was rushing. That night, what was going on with me? The next day, I was feeling as if I was wasting away. I could hardly keep my poise. I got dressed and went to the shop. Wow, it smelled so good. The smell of just heavy copper hitting my nostrils. The man told me what my hours were. They'd be from 6 p.m. till 2 a.m. At about 10 or 11 p.m. I would close the shop, and about 12:30 a.m. I would hose the blood from the equipment and clean up. Don't want anyone getting sick now. I agreed with what he had told me. The first animal I was set to cut was a pig. I stood over it, smelling it, almost like I was going to eat it raw on the table, but then I caught myself. As I made the first cut into it, blood came dripping out onto my knife. I cut my hands together and took a handful, put it up to my lips, and the taste was beyond words, the hunger. It seemed to be curbed as well. I stopped for a moment and looked at my reflection on the glass of the meat case. The blood was all over the lower part of my mouth. My teeth seemed to look longer, sharper. My vision, it seemed to be doing the same. My senses were also heightened. My smell was amazing. The beef. I thought of raw beef. So I gave in. Oh, so good. I could eat this. I cleaned up, told the boss how much meat I was going to buy for myself that night, and as for the blood, that was my secret. Months went by, and the sales in the shop have gone through the roof. The owner was very happy with me as a worker for the night shift, and I was happy with a great job that he had given me. Everything I wanted and needed, but as with everything good, things always come to an end. Or do they? One night as I was collecting the blood I needed for my hunger, a stranger walked in. Like I said before, my sense of smell and other senses were heightened. I knew this guy was up to no good. The sense of anxiousness, walking around, pacing, looking in the coolers. Business been good? The man asked nervously. I looked over to him and told him, yep, been making good money, I bet. Fair amount? I suppose you could say that, I responded. I smell the sweat dripping off him, the unmistakable smell of sulfur, of gunpowder. Wait, gunpowder? He has a gun. I turned to the man. How can I help you, sir? We are getting ready to close today. Yeah, he said as he pulled the gun. I'll take what's in the register. That was a bad idea for him. In the blink of an eye, I jumped the counter and grabbed the man by the throat, tossing him like a rag doll. He tried to pull the trigger, pointing the gun at me, but the bullet seemed to be going too slow to even hit me. He looked at me scared. It was amazing, the fear. I could smell it, and it smelled like candy. I wanted so bad to take a chunk out of him, but then I stopped and looked at my reflection. The human side of me said, don't kill, we only need animal blood. But the animal side of me said, well, blood is blood. As I looked at myself, the man, he looked up at me, as I had my back turned to him, cowering in the corner. In a shaky voice, he asked, what are you? I responded with a slow, vindictive turn. I thought my animal side had won. In seconds, I grabbed the man and had him centimeters from my mouth. But I thought better and tossed him out. If I ever see you again, I think you know what will happen. Go, before I change my mind. The man struggling to get up and run, crying I'm sorry over and over as he ran down the street. I'm sure he was, but more importantly, did this blow my cover? The next morning I received a call. It was the owner of the shop asking me if I knew anything about the gun found on the shop floor. I nodded my head, forgetting that I was on the phone. Hello? Oh, sorry. I was nodding. I was asleep, so no, I don't know anything about it. Thank God, the owner said. It seems like someone lost their weapon. It looks as if it was discharged, too. I didn't see or hear anything. It was just another quiet night at the shop, I said. Damn. I'd forgot that the gun was on the floor, I thought to myself. Forgotten to pick up that thing and get rid of it. Well, at least my prints aren't on it, so I should be good.